Have you ever felt like you needed hard data to justify leaving a job that drains you? You're not alone. In this episode, we unpack why so many of us, especially high achieving women, struggle to trust our gut when it comes to career change. Spoiler alert, your feelings are valid data. Let's talk about it. You're listening to This Woman Can. I'm your host, Janice Sutherland, where I help mature professional black women take charge of their careers and lives to create a future on their terms. Hi everybody, and welcome back to This Woman Can. I am your host, Janice Sutherland, executive coach, midlife cheerleader, and professional permission granter. Now, let me tell you what's been sitting on my heart this week, and maybe yours too. Why do we feel the need to justify our decision to pivot, especially when there's no spreadsheet or performance review to back it up? And this thought was triggered by my recent conversation with Dr. Nikki Coleman. And the one thing she said that really stuck with me, she knew deep down that staying in academia no longer served her, but it still took a major internal tug of war before she allowed herself to leave. And to be honest, I've been in that situation too when I was looking at my own pivot. There's a fear that creeps in when making a career pivot without a spreadsheet, survey, or a 5-year strategic plan to back it up. Especially, as I said, as successful, high achieving women over 50. The idea of changing direction without data feels reckless, maybe even irresponsible. We're used to proving things. We want the numbers, the job market statistics, the guaranteed ROI. We want evidence that stepping out of our comfort zone is a smart, logical, justifiable move. And if we don't have that, well, we stay put. We wait for the perfect conditions that absolutely never come. When I spoke with Dr. Nikki, she shared how even she, a tenured professor and trained psychologist, struggled to give herself permission to walk away from a prestigious career. Not because she didn't know what she wanted, but because she couldn't prove it was the right choice. She knew academia wasn't it anymore, but what came next didn't fit neatly into a data set. It was felt, it wasn't calculated. And let's be real, in all honesty, that does feel terrifying, especially when you've built a life on logic, leadership, and being the dependable one. But here's what I want you to take away from my episode today. Just because you can't prove your next move doesn't mean that it's invalid. Our intuition is data. Your misalignment is data. Your desire to feel aligned, fulfilled, or just plain happy, that's data. Your Sunday night scaries, that's data too. Your craving to explore something new, also valid. And maybe, just maybe, the most important metric, you're still here, still dreaming, still asking the big questions, and that means something. Sometimes the most important decisions we make in midlife don't come with numbers, they come with knowing. And that knowing doesn't always translate into a tidy LinkedIn announcement or a bullet point on your resume or CV. So if you've been sitting on the fence about making a change because you can't prove why, this is your sign that you don't have to. You're allowed to pivot simply because it no longer feels like home. It doesn't feel right. You don't need a crisis to justify your clarity. You don't need burnout to make your case. You just need trust, self-trust, and a little backup, which, let's be honest, is exactly why we have this podcast, right? So here's your homework this week. What's a decision you already know the answer to, even if you can't explain it yet? And if this episode gave you something to think about, share it with a friend. And make sure to check out my full interview with Dr. Nikki Coleman for even more gems on career pivots, self-permission, and enjoying life in midlife. So until next time, remember, this woman can, and yes, that woman is you. Take care. Thanks for listening. If you got something from this week's episode, please let me know. Better yet, share it with your friends, colleagues, and anyone you know who can benefit from this message. Don't forget to subscribe or write a review and connect with me at my website, janicesutherland.com, where you can also subscribe to the This Woman Can newsletter or connect with me on LinkedIn. Remember, you have the wisdom, resilience, authenticity, and power to create a life on your terms. And if I can, you can, this woman can. Take care until next time.